Welcome back to another episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. I'm your host, Jalen Sims, but I'm also here as a sports writer for Bowie State Magazine, Bowie Buzz. But enough of me, because we got a very special guest today sitting directly in front of me. We have one of the best playmakers in Bowie State history, as he recorded 150 assists this season, the most since stats has been recorded in 2011-2012. A player who could take over in a game and score as well. Like, when I was watching him in a tournament, I thought I was watching 2023 playoff Jimmy Butler. My God. It was like 29 points the first game and 25 the second game.
Yeah, 27, 25.
Whew, good God almighty. And had the second most steals in the CIAA. None other than Mr. CIAA All-Tournament himself, Elijah Davis. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me here today.
No problem. So let's get, before I get started, the intro. In the intro, I said you dished out 150 assists, the most in the previous 13 seasons. But the website only allows us to go back to 2011-2012. So honestly, he probably has the most assists in school history, but we don't really know that because we can't go back to like when the school first, started playing basketball, unfortunately. But let's start from the top. Congratulations on transferring to Morgan State.
Thank you.
How did you, come to that decision? Like, from family and friends helping, from it being close by to, like, Morgan State might be like a better winning situation. What other schools would you get offers from? How did you come to the decision to choose Morgan State?
So for one, I didn't really want to transfer. I had to enter the portal because of the way that JUCO rule work out. You gotta go D1 to use it. So that was kind of like what made me like leave. Other than that, I really plan on staying for real. But my recruitment was cool. I did want to stay close to home. I feel like I'm gonna graduate from Bowie in the summer, so I'm gonna be a graduate. So I still want to be around Bowie. I still want to try to make it to some games and stuff. So that played a part of it too. Then family, and I was kind of far away my first 3 years, and I feel like this was probably my best year because I didn't have to really worry about too much. I can see my mother any day I wanted. I can see my grandmother any day I wanted. My friends, family, and then the coaching staff, they brought me in with open arms, and so did the school. So like that was big on. So that's also what I was looking forward to into finding my next school. I was talking to like NJIT, a school in New Jersey, Morehead State, a school in Kentucky, UMBC, Quinnipiac in Connecticut. But I was just really big on really trying to stay at HBCU culture and also try to stay as close to home as possible. So that's why it was kind of no-brainer going to Morgan.
That's a good choice. I want to talk to you in a few minutes about staying home because I hear players that like athletes every day, like Paul George on this podcast, talking about how hard the bubble was because he was away from family. Anat Harris, a former Bulldog, she told me how hard, she wanted to stay in Bowie and probably went to Virginia State because she wanted to stay close to family. So I'll talk to you about staying close to family in a few minutes. But I kind of want to start from the beginning of things. Like, what got you into basketball? Did your parents force you to play it? Or did you see that, players playing it on the TV and said, I want to be like them? What got you into basketball?
I had a very young mother. She had me when she was 16, but she was a track star, though. So, like, it was kind of bound for me to get into any kind of sport. But I started out playing football and basketball. I think when I was, like, 4. But I don't think it was so, like, I'm watching, like, how some, like, the NBA players say that they used to watch Jordan. Play. I don't really have no specific player that made me want to play. I think I just started picking up a basketball and a football. I just started playing. Me and my friends started playing. And then I know I started playing tackle football when I was about 5. And I know I started playing, like, organized basketball when I was about 5, too. So that just ran with it.
What made you choose basketball and football? Cause I saw clips of you playing wide receiver, man. You was like Lightning McQueen out there. Like, you was just zooming past everybody. Like, it was easy for you. So what made you choose basketball with football?
It got boring, really. And, like, I got a big saying for real. Like, whenever I start having fun with it, I'll be done with it. Like, even with basketball. So, like, I just wasn't kind of having fun. Like, I was, like, in high school, I was being basically forced. Like, I played high school football for 2 years. That first year, it was dreadful. Like, my mother used to force me to go to practice. I used to try to find any way to try to get out of practice because I didn't have the time or energy to be sitting at practice all day. Like, I just wanted to go to the game for real. So after my freshman year, she said I could stop playing if I didn't like it. So I already had in my mind just get through November. And then that also used to mess me up with varsity basketball because I would still be playing while basketball about to start. So I'm hopping into basketball without touching the ball for 3 months. So that's kind of put me at a disadvantage. So that was also a big thing. Then my second year, I only played my second year. That was probably my best year high school wise because I didn't care about all this stuff. I was just out there just living. Like, it was nothing a coach could tell me that was gonna ruin my day. I only played my second year because my friend had broke his leg and he was the quarterback, so he needed a quarterback. So I just played.
So like that was your first playing. You had no previous experience playing quarterback. You just went out there and played quarterback.
No, when I first started playing football, youth football, I started out quarterback.
Oh, okay.
I was probably quarterback from 70 pounds, which is 7 years old, all the way up to 90 pounds.
Okay.
And then 4th grade is when I started transitioning to running back, wide receiver, and start playing like basically like how they'll classify that now as an athlete that can play multiple positions at one.
One more question on football. Would you say playing quarterback is the hardest position in football, or is it like playing cornerback, or in my opinion, offensive lineman?
I don't lie. I would say quarterback probably is the hardest because it's just like basketball. As a point guard, I'm in control of everybody. If somebody don't get a play call and I'm calling a play, it's really at the end of the day gonna be on my fault because I probably wasn't loud enough for it, So that's just how it is, You gotta study the most too. You gotta study your plays.
Yeah.
You gotta study the
everybody else plays. Just they forget like what they're supposed to do. You put to let them know what they're supposed to do. Yeah. It's crazy.
You gotta make audibles.
Read the defense.
You can't make audibles in basketball.
Let's flash forward to your first year of college. You attended Division I school, Mississippi Valley. Like you just said, like you mentioned earlier, you went from Maryland to Mississippi, away from your family and friends. How tough is that being away from your family and friends? Like that's like a 16-hour drive, I believe, from here to Mississippi.
18 hours.
Yeah. How tough is that for you?
I ain't gonna lie. Like when I first committed, it was during COVID, so like I'm just happy to be able to go to Division I school during COVID anyway.
Yeah.
But I was excited at first. Like I can't wait to get away from home and like really like kind of like grow up basically.
I feel that.
So I got down there, but when I got down there, like reality hit me. Like, I'm like, damn, I'm 18 hours away from home. And then what really hit me was, so we went down there 2 days earlier than where I was supposed to like be down there because you had the 2-hour flight, a 2-hour drive from the airport to the school.
Dang.
Yeah, so we were flying to Memphis and then drive to Mississippi. So my mother ended up staying out there for extra 2 days, but it didn't really hit me until our last little grocery trip. We go, and then I'm waiting on her to get out of the car so we can walk back up to my room. And she like, yeah, I'm not coming this time. She was like, I can't do it. I'm gonna cry. I don't think I'm gonna be able to leave. So then I'm like, damn. But it was my first 2 weeks. I wasn't like necessarily homesick, but it was to a point where I was like, yeah, I don't think this college stuff for me. Like I want to go home. But then like once school, because I thought I wasn't going home from July. I thought the next time I was gonna go home was December.
Yeah, for Christmas break.
I ended up going home right before school started, like in August. So I think that kind of helped me like calm down and like relax. And then when we came back, everybody was at school, so it made it more fun. I'm like, okay, yeah, I like school now. So yeah.
You started 21 to 22 games at Mississippi. It wasn't a good season for you statistically, but like, how did that season help you as a player? Like, help grow your game? Understand the difference between college ball level and high school level. Playing at Division I school is a big achievement. So how did that help you grow, like mentally and physically? Help you understand the game basketball more?
That helped me a lot because my coach was an NBA legend Hunter. That played with the Pistons. He won a championship with the Pistons and with the Lakers.
Okay, I saw you met I forgot his name. He played like for Team USA out of high school over Shaq. I saw a picture, like, I do like a lot of research about interviewing somebody. So I saw pictures of you meeting like NBA legends.
Last year I met Christian Laettner.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Because he made Team USA over Shaquille O'Neal. I forgot his name. You met him. You met
Laettner.
Goldberg. You met like a lot of people.
Yeah,
so
Christian Laettner. But like, it's crazy because I say the same thing about my freshman year. I don't think I had a good season stats wise, but a lot of people would tell you that I actually had a great season as a freshman.
For sure.
Just like leading the conference in assists, being top in the country in assist to turnover ratio. It's just I was actually in the running to win SWAC freshman of the year, but I got hurt. That's why I only played 22 games. And that one game I didn't start, I wasn't even supposed to play. But my family ended up coming. We were playing against Jackson State. That's the rival, Mississippi Valley versus Jackson State. And my family, like my grandmother, my mother, all my cousins, they came down for that game in particular. So I told him, like, you gotta play. So then he was like, yeah, I'll play you a little bit. He ended up playing. I didn't start, but I ended up playing 38 minutes.
That's what's up. Cause I played football in high school. My dad was there every game. I ain't getting no PT. Unless he was blowing him out the water, I ain't getting no PT. So at least your coach cared for you.
Yeah, but to touch on like what you were asking, like about like how that helped me, it's just like that's when I really started taking the game serious. Like working out 3 times a day, making sure when I'm eating. Just really, I was watching film a lot because I want to be a pro. So like,
Yeah.
the fact that I had a head coach that knows, and he played at Jackson State, so he made it to the NBA from the same conference. So I'm just like, whatever he's saying, whatever he's telling me to do, I'm gonna do it.
Mm-hmm.
So like, whether we wake up at 6 a.m. to work out, like whatever he wanted me to do, I did it, and I feel like that kind of helped me today, like with my approach to the game, my seriousness. A lot of people like give me my flowers for like how serious I take the game.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. 'Cause, like I remember I had like a Dr. Thomas class with you last semester. Like I feel like every time in class I see your head down on your phone watching film. Like this made me is a film nerd. Watching film 24/7. It feels like. But for your second season, you transferred to Walter State Community College and had a bounce back year. Made the All Conference second team. Averaged 7.6 assists per game. How much did that season do for you? I mean, like as it built your confidence back up after playing Division I school. If you lost any confidence, how much did that season mean to you?
It definitely was a wake up call and a confidence builder. Because I ain't gonna lie, before I got hurt that year, but I still played. I hurt my wrist real bad. But because I was averaging like 15 and 7 before I got hurt. But like my wrist, I hurt my wrist so bad I couldn't do no push ups. Like I couldn't. My whole wrist would be taped and I couldn't shoot with it. So that's why like I ended up finishing with like 11 and 7. But that was like JUCO, like that really like opened my eyes. Like, you know, I had to find ways to work out. Like, you know, you can't really we couldn't have gym access unless your coach was there. Our coaches didn't live on campus, and we didn't have housing on campus. Like we stayed in apartments. It wasn't far. It'll probably be the same walk as if you walk from EOCC to the gym.
Okay, that's not bad.
Because we had a trail that cut through for real. But like, it was still an apartment complex. Like we had regular people. We lived with regular people and all that. So like we didn't have housing. So like that's the other thing. Then we had no meal plan. So it's like you really gotta get it how you get out there. You know.
And that's tough. So we often see athletes go from JUCO to Division I. Like Jimmy Butler went to JUCO, went to D1. Aaron Rodgers went to JUCO, went to D1. But you kind of did it backwards. Like you're not the only one because that you also got Tank Dale who went from Division I to JUCO. So what was your reason from going from a Division I your freshman season to like community college your sophomore?
It was kind of my fault. So my coach ended up leaving Mississippi Valley. So basically we had it to like the point that I'm basically wherever he go, I'm going. So we were saying that he was probably gonna get this job. So I kind of was like holding out on other coaches, like, you know, because I didn't want to commit to a school, and I already knew that if he got a job that he'll, you know, I'm gonna go with him. So I didn't want to, you know, kind of give no coaches no false dreams. And I know how to. One thing I take from my college experience, I learned the business of college basketball early, like the on court, off the court. So I took that on the chin. Like I knew they wasn't gonna wait for me to see what I'm doing. They don't have other people. So I was just told JUCO would probably be a good option, and I actually panned out half because I got another year because of it. So
that's what's up. So after you know, your JUCO season, well, during JUCO season, February 12, 2023, towards the end of that sophomore season, you got an offer from Coach Brooks, and none other than Bowie State University. Your home state, close to family and friends, black and gold, the same color as your high school. 2 days later, you announced that you committed to Bowie State University. For like a month or so, I'll say like June and some of July, you were hooping with Night Pro City Kenner League. Then on July 18th, you announced that you decommitted from Bowie State University and committed to Incarnate University. We've been hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray, flat out deceived. Why did you do us like that, man? Your hometown did us dirty.
Me and Coach Bush already talked about that a lot, you know. I'm not gonna say it's not something I wanted to do, but like basically I had a lot of offers in JUCO, but my situation was, you know, NCAA you gotta have certain GPAs to be eligible for certain things coming out of JUCO. I had failed a class, so I didn't have the GPA to play. Now I had the GPA to play D2, I didn't have it to play D1, but I needed that class to get my degree. So you gotta have your associates when you're coming from a JUCO, playing at NCAA institution. So I took that class in the summer so I could have my degree so I could be eligible to play at Bowie. But I ended up passing that class. My advisor gave me a whole new teacher. So I didn't have the same teacher I failed. She gave me a whole new teacher. I ended up passing the class with an A. So that boosted my whole GPA up. And then I guess because I didn't sign yet, I think that's the whole thing. I committed February 14th and I didn't sign no paperwork until I didn't sign no paperwork at all. So July come around, I had my JUCO coach call me. They asked me, and then this is where the NIL game started. Like when I realized it was real, I had a few schools call me, and then Carter Word, they kind of like offered the most when it came to money and like it wasn't how I thought it was gonna be. Which is why I go to say like chasing money, not everything, but
yeah,
I was 20. And probably never even thought about receiving that much money at 20 years old. So, it was kind of like I was trying to do like a business thing for my family and stuff like that.
You're not the only one, because an insider told me that like they've seen players choose Division I schools. This is what I'm talking to you with, but they've seen players choose Division I schools where they would get no PT, they get more money for NIL deals over Division II school where they would get like less money or no NIL deal but get more PT.
Yeah.
So would you like take that back if you had a chance to like come to Bowie State where you wouldn't get the NIL deal money but you might get like more PT, even though you got PT there, you would get more PT.
I feel like I told Coach, but I wish I would have stayed a lot just off the money, not everything, like happiness. I wasn't happy down there. I wasn't myself down there. And then I was in Texas, San Antonio. So that's you can't even drive that if you wanted to, or you could. It's gonna take you some days. So it was just that, And then we had a lot of stuff going on. Like I don't know how to explain it, but like I just I couldn't, like when you don't really like something or like something don't really suit you, you kind of start to shy away. So
for sure.
So I kind of used to get like, I would walk in the gym, have my AirPods in. I'm coming from class. And it would be like, you can't have your AirPods in when you're in the gym. So it would just be like, I just felt like stuff like that, they trying to like take me away from being who I am, and that's kind of like why I wasn't really with it for real.
The biggest story of your time at school, February 19, 2024, game over, both teams shaking each other's hand, then a big fight break out. Was there, like, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch this game. I just found it. So was there like any tension during the game that led up to it, or before the game that led up to that big fight? Like, what happened? What happened out of nowhere?
The Southland Conference, the way the playoffs work, everybody don't make the playoffs. You know how
CIAA,
everybody make the playoffs. Everybody gets a chance to win.
Yeah, I
believe it's only like the first 8 teams get to win. And I think we was one game out of 8th, or we was tied for 8th with the team. They're called East Texas now, but they was Texas A&M Commerce when I was there. So, I mean, we all know how intense the game was. Like, we all knew how bad we needed to win the game. Like, that's been the whole message. We had shit around that day in film. Like, basically, like, the message was if we lose this game, our season over. Yeah. So, like, we was trying to win. Like, so I'm pretty sure they had the same message too. Cause it was a good game, a tense game from the jump. And it wasn't really that much trash talking. Like we talked more trash at the Bowie games than we did than there was going on in that game for real. So I don't really know what happened, cause after the game when it all happened, if you in the video, I'm the first. I'm in the front of the line. Like,
you was the last one. You was the last one in the line. Like everything happened behind you.
Yeah, like I was shaking hands, and then out of nowhere, I just seen everybody run past me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dang. Still to this day, we don't know like the true story of what happened back there. That's the crazy thing about it.
What was the locker room like after that fight? In like the next film session, was Coach proud of y'all? Like y'all stood up for each other. Like I'm pretty mad that y'all lost, but like proud that y'all stood up for each other.
So like we had to sit in the gym. Like, we couldn't leave the gym for like a good 2 hours after the game, because they wanted to make sure that they got out the gym first, and then like one of our managers got pretty hurt bad. He had to get stitches. So like, I mean, he wasn't like mad at us. Like he was like, because it really was nothing he could do or say at that point. Like, it already happened. He was just I'm not gonna say he was happy that we had each other back, but like he was just he knew that we had each other's back. Yeah. Like, that's the whole point of one thing I can't say about Coach Shane and UIW, like they really big on brotherhood. They want everything family. So like that's why I understood why he wanted me to not have my AirPods in the gym and stuff, because he wanted me to be able to communicate. But like I communicate all the time. Like, I can talk to anybody anytime. So that's why I feel like it wasn't that bad. But it's just like the fact like we had a Catholic school and then that happened.
That fight made it to the internet, Bleacher Report, ESPN, you name it. But that wasn't your first time on ESPN, because your high school was always on ESPN top 25 high school list. Like, how did that feel as a kid, seeing your high school, if you did see that on like the ESPN top 25 list? How did that feel as a kid?
I ain't like that really motivated. Like, I ain't like we was a different breed. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I saw it. I did my research. I was like, man, what the?
Yeah, we was a different breed. Like, we beat Oak Hill by 20. They had Cam Thomas. He's probably one of the best scorers. And the young scorers in the league, at least, like he can have 40 any night for the Nets. Who we played a lot. We almost beat IMG when they had Jarris Walker, Jaden Springer. Like we didn't duck smoke from nobody. Like that's just how that's just how it is growing up in the Baltimore area. Like we not like everybody bleed just how we bleed. Everybody tie their shoes like tie their shoes. Like we don't really duck smoke from nobody. And I think that's kind of about all my teammates on that team kind of having successful or positive college careers.
Yeah, I saw I was going through your Facebook. I saw you sell you and one of your friends was like that you played as a kid. Y'all was on Big TV, ESPN Plus, and you promoted that. But on April 9, 2024, you did it again. You announced that you committed to Bowie State. What was the behind the scenes like? Again, man, you're talking to Coach Brooks. Like, you staying this time. Like, what's the behind the scenes like from committing to Bowie State for the second time?
I don't Coach. I look at Coach Brooks like a father figure for real. So like, I was still checking in and talking to him during the season. Because I still felt bad for what I did, but it's just like, it was kind of eating at me. So I just, wanted to still check in with the team. And because I grew up with a lot of people on the team too, like playing AAU growing up. So like, they still my guys. So I didn't want to make sure there was no love lost. But like, he was like, he could have, not talked to me, not text me back, not called me, not check in with me. Then around the New Year came, I had called him, which might be New Year's, and we started talking. He was just telling me he watched my games, and he was asking me like what I plan on doing for next year, and I told him, as soon as the season's over, I'm leaving. And then he just was like, well, we'll talk once you're into the portal, but if you want to come back, you can come back.
That's good.
So I already had it in my mind, like I entered the portal. And I wasn't really I think I entered the portal as of no contact. So basically they can't contact me because I already got you.
Oh, you know where you're going.
You already know where I'm going for real.
So if you ask me, you had your best season ever this season here at Bowie. You hit 23s, shooting 39% from three, after hitting 0 threes your junior and sophomore year, and 1 through your freshman year. I mean, you put up good seasons, good numbers at your sophomore year. But your CIAA tournament speaks for itself. I feel like that's what put you up top. Like, this your best season. I want to start off with your 3-point shooting. What happened? How did you go from not being able to shoot, your first 3 seasons to not so much a knockdown shooter, but you made your most threes this season? What happened?
Just working, really working. Like, I already know a lot of people can't stop me from getting to the paint. I know a lot of people can't really symbolize or get my playmaking ability. So I knew that, sooner or later, teams were just going to start sagging off because stat-wise, I'm not shooting it. I'm not shooting it through. So, I really was just coming in, all summer. Like I said, I work out 2-3 times a day, just really focusing on shooting. And Coach Brooks gave me the confidence. He told me, I want you taking these shots. Just keep working, keep shooting. And it paid off. So
Ben Simmons, if you're watching it, I'm a Clippers fan, so Ben Simmons, if you're watching this, please take notes. Cause that brother did not shoot still to this day. Be playing scary.
It's his play development, I think. Really, I don't know. My trainer, Troy Parker, TP, call him TP. He's really, really good. He really looks at film. He tell every time I work out with him, we working on something different. But we always in the workout with my shooting drills.
So y'all started the season with a whole new starting five basically. Y'all had Warren and Wimbush. They had some burn together the previous season, but they was never in the starting lineup together. CIAA predicted y'all to finish close to the last seed. The team wasn't expected to do as good as you all did. Did the CIAA sleeping on y'all and any other outside disrespect y'all heard? Did that motivate y'all this season?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because we had a good summer playing in the Kenner League. We beat a lot of team with a lot of good players. Currently there's a bunch of pros, D1 kids, and we probably lost about 4 games in the summer. So we was kind of whoa, Pitt 11 was crazy. We had 2 D1 transfers, so excuse me. But yeah, that's really going into the Hampton game. That's what we was on. We trying to make a point. We want to prove to everybody that we now 11th place. And honestly, I feel like we should have won more games this year. Honestly,
yeah.
But we had that's really what it was. We just was trying to prove everybody that we not, slouches.
CIAA, this is your fourth conference you played in your college career so far. How does this rank amongst every other conference you played in? From the level of difficulty, the traveling, the scheduling, etc. It don't have to just be conference opponents. Like you can take conference opponents into consideration, and non-conference opponents into consideration. How would this rank amongst your?
I'd say probably like not even talking about the competition, just how convenient traveling is, conference, and the tournament itself. Like I ain't like CIAA tournament definitely was probably it's way better than the SWAC tournament for sure. The Southland, it was cool, but the Southland like they got like they be having school like they'll have it at a school like they have their conference tournament at McNeese. And McNeese is number 1 seed, so it's like they kind of got home court advantage. And like granted, like we played in Baltimore, but like at the same time, like we're not playing like it would be way different if we played at Bowie State for our tournament. Like that would be really home court advantage. So I see that, and then like even traveling, like everything not really that bad. Everything driving distance for real. So that's cool.
Okay, so game against Frostburg, the final offensive play of the game, like. Did this play happen? It was drawn up because that I remember from the inbound, Warren passed the ball into you, but before he passed the ball, Joseph he like slipped. He was wide open, but like nobody gave it to him. Once you got the ball, and Joseph was open in the paint, I was like, "Yo, like pass the ball." Yeah. But then again, you was like turned this way. He was this way.
I couldn't see him.
Yeah, like I thought I was playing 2K. You know, like you can see like 2K camera point of view.
Yeah,
see the whole.
You can see the whole screen.
Yeah, I was like, "Yo, pass the ball." But then you what's the name? I forgot his name. He set an off ball screen for you, top of the key, well, on ball screen.
It was Corey.
No, it was. He got like puffy hair, light skin. He like
no,
shooter.
It was Rico, Justin.
Yeah, Justin. He said he was screening for you, top of the key. You went around screen. You hit the game with layup. Did that play happen how it was drawn up, or like was Joseph supposed to slip and like nobody,
Nah, Joe was not supposed to slip. Actually, it's called I forgot what we call that play. But basically, I start down and then Joe comes to the pin down for me, and I come off. But like the way this set up, like it's easy to. If I don't come off the right way, it's easy to cheat the play and steal it. So I was trying to shield my guy off, and then when I caught it, I also wanted to make sure that whoever set that screen, who was guarding the screen, wasn't trying to blitz the screen.
Yeah.
So like, I was trying to wait. That's when my back was a little turned. Then I seen Joe a little bit, but at the same time, like the way I be thinking, and the way I was taught the game, like basically like certain situations, like the ball is in your hands for a reason. So like make the best play. So I ain't want to like put him in a bad position. To where like he was open at first, as soon as I passed it to him, everybody collapsed on him, and boom, he turned over or something happened. So like I was gonna take the blame if I missed a made. Like I was gonna take all fault if I missed a made that layup for real.
This the month of January and some of February, you all went on a nice run. As y'all went 8-3, y'all defeated Division I school Howard University, where you had 7 assists, 0 turnovers. Defeated the first seed in the Southern State, the Broncos, where you led the team in points, rebound, and assists. Then y'all defeat the best team in the Northern Division, Virginia State, where you had 12 assists. Like definitely against Virginia State, where Justin had like 38 points. Yeah. How much did the game open up to you as a scorer and as a facilitator when your teammates are hitting their shots?
So when we got in like the second part of conference play, I felt like that's where teams were starting to really like not trying to let me score, like touch the ball and stuff. So I just I really don't care for scoring anyway. So they were so worried about me. I was able, get in the paint, get Rico hot early, get Amari hot early, So when I seen I kind of like when teams start doing it, not trying to let me catch the ball, not trying to double and all that. So once we get him hot, it's kind of over with. Cause then now you got to pick your poison. You got to either guard Rico or you got guard Rico and not worry about me, or you got to worry about me like Rico keep going on. They kept worrying about me, and Rico, he only missed like 3 shots that night.
Yeah. He went crazy against Virginia State. Also, Mia Smith on the women's team went crazy against Virginia State. But flash forward to the end of the regular season, y'all in the game, on the 3-game losing streak. Like, what would it come to like the final game of the season? From the outside looking in, after going 8-2, doing 8-3, doing that stretch to 0-3 the final games of the season, was like any confidence loss? Anybody had their head down? What was the competition like the final game of the season, entering the tournament?
It wasn't really no confidence loss. People don't even know I was dealing with an ankle injury. Them last 3 games. I hurt my ankle at Bluefield, and then we played on Saturday, and then I didn't get treatment till Monday. Usually we play Wednesday and Saturday, but they moved the game up to Tuesday. So I'm like, damn, I don't think I'm going to be able to play on Tuesday. Like, you feel me? So, boom, I ended up playing. But I think what kind of, I don't think it was a confidence, but we kind of like, the air came out of us because like that Virginia State game was whoever win that game wins the North. And we kind of had the North like we like it was ours to lose for real. So like we was kind of mad about that for real, like losing to the North. And then the Lincoln game, that just I think that was just kind of karma, kind of bit us in that butt for real. Like I'm not saying like individuals weren't taking the game serious, but I don't think as a team we all was taking the game serious, and the game is gonna give you what you give it for real. So that can go for not really taking lift serious, not eating serious, not working out, not watching film, not remember studying the playbook, all that stuff.
Yeah, I went from possibly having the first seed to dropping down to the 5th seed in the Northern Division, end up facing the 5th seed in the Southern Division, Livingstone in the CIAA Tournament. You finished that game with your college career high, 27 points. Like, I knew you was gonna be on one. I think like the first 3 minutes of the first quarter, you made 2 threes back to back.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, he gonna be on one this game. But I didn't expect this type of performance. Talk to me about this game, from you taking over and scoring to the second half struggles that the team faced that almost led to a comeback.
So I already was kind of not in my feelings, but I felt some type of way that I wasn't picked all CIAA front court. So backcourt. So that kind of, and then like I was seeing then like people that got picked, like they definitely deserved it, but I feel as though like they didn't have an impact on they didn't get the same treatment that I got all games. Like I'm getting double team, I'm getting face guarded, I'm doing all this, and I'm only averaging 10 points a game. So that was also nervous. I came into that game like just kind of proving a point, like just proving everybody wrong. Whether that I didn't come in saying I'm going to score 30. I just came in like whatever it takes to win, like whatever it takes to win, and whatever it takes for me to show them I'm the best player on the floor. That's what I'm going to do for real. And that I feel like that kind of hurt us in the second half because I went 7 for 7 in the first half, and I came out second half kind of passive, trying to get everybody involved. I feel like I was kind of being selfish, but at the same time, it's like if it's not broke, don't fix it.
Yeah. So I didn't get to watch the game. Like I don't got ESPN Plus, and I didn't go to Baltimore that day, so I was kind of keeping up with the scoreboard live. But I did watch the next game. Y'all played Virginia State, the number 1 seed, Virginia State rematch. Y'all lost 72-78. What happened in the first half? Because I got there on time, but it was like they was having a hard time handing us like those of us that came with Coach T and them. They was having a hard time giving us tickets. Like we got in the arena late. Like y'all went from a 7-point lead at the first half to 11-point deficit entering halftime. Yeah. Like what went wrong during that first half?
I ain't gonna lie. It's just the tell of the whole thing. The tell all year. Whenever a team kind of went zone against us, we kind of struggled. So they started out man. I actually got their point guard Jacob Cooper in foul trouble early. So boom, but they went zone. That's been our Achilles heel all year. Zone. We can't really, But we ended up making our way back. But it just kind of. We had a chance to win. Yeah, so I can't even say it was too little, too late because we definitely had a chance to win. It's just preparation, not listening, not locked into the moment. That's all.
Yeah, I wrote down like late second half, y'all started coming back, and like when you say like y'all was like I can understand finding a few games of the season when you said people wasn't eating right, not locked in, but like you players wasn't locked in and like not focused doing a win and go home game. You saying?
I would want to say that. I would just feel like. Probably what's the right word? Not happy feet, but like not like the stage. Like I feel like the stage. We played the night before, then we had to come back again. We playing back to back. I just think probably mental lapses, and that tends to happen like that. Like that happens. That's most common. Like the teams that win be the teams that are locked in. And I also feel as though like. I'm not gonna say we had like a lot of new people. We did, but we also had a lot of returners too. Yeah. So I feel like Virginia State they had the same team for a little minute. So like they kind of was due for one. But we definitely was just saying all week like we beat them, we got it.
A tweet, but it wasn't he tweeted it then posted on Instagram. We're kind of popular during that time. It was Clarence, the host of podcast Breaking Down the Bulldogs. Where he said, like if you and the women's team, the men's team and the women's team hold on to win in the tournament, y'all shouldn't be happy. Y'all shouldn't celebrate. Y'all not gonna make it to the semifinals. Right. And like that went, kind of popular Coach Swan was down there defending y'all players as well. Yeah. Did that reach the group chat? If so, like how did y'all disagree with him, agree with him? Did that throw y'all off?
I mean, it definitely reached a group chat. Like, we was all like, if it was more than a group chat, we was all talking about it at the hotels, like, as a program, like, girls team and women's team. So, I mean, he doing his job. Everybody entitled to their own opinion. So, me personally, I don't really feel no way to it. I do feel like Coach Swan and them, like, it's certain things you can say things, but at the same time, it is America. So, like, you can say however you want, however you please. But, like, you know, I feel like with that, though, like, with his statement, like, yeah, but, like, each game and each day, it's a different game plan, different game. So, like, we obviously, like, we didn't play the same way that we played against Livingstone. We played Virginia State because they got a whole different team, a whole different game plan. Like, Livingstone probably should have went zone against us, honestly. You know? So, like, it's all about coaching, too. Like, Virginia State had a better coach. Yeah. That's all that is.
You kind of spoke about it, like the hotel. I want to. How was your CIAA like off court CIAA tournament off court experience, like from being in Baltimore again, from the hotel, like based on for me the hotel 10 alone. That hotel was freaking humongous. Pause. Like I got in there, got lost. So how was the off court experience with the CIAA?
It was amazing for real, and it just felt and I just felt comfortable because like I'm very familiar with Baltimore. Baltimore like my second home, so like. I'm helping my teammates that's like from the PG County side, like telling them where to go. Where can they go at? Like even like some of the cheerleaders and like the girls, I'm telling them where they can go and get something to eat for real. And then I was able to still spend time with my family and friends. Like even like when we weren't practicing or in the game, like they would come to the hotel, chill with us and stuff like that. So like it was a good experience walking around. Like my best part about that was walking to the game for real. That's real dope, walking to the game.
Would you say like this was like you talked about a little bit earlier? I think the SIAC tournament. Would you say this was like the best tournament experience you had?
Yeah, definitely. For sure. It's a vibe. Definitely a vibe.
Being a student, college student, it's like hard itself. People drop out every day, but add being an athlete onto that, it's like 2 times as hard. How would you say you maintain being a student, an athlete, a human being? Your free time, family time. How would you balance all that?
I feel like you just keep God first.
For sure.
You just keep being a good person too, because you being a good person also like not saying like this is why you should be a good person, but like being a good person, like I believe in good karma and bad karma. Like that comes back into fruition some way somehow. So it might be a time where it's been times where I had long road trips. And because I come into class, I speak to my professors, I have conversations with my professors, I have conversations with my classmates. I might not know all their names, but I definitely speak. Let them know that I know that they exist. So like that also be helping me like a lot of times like with helping me with my work. I might get more details or more time. Like they understand like what's going on for real. And I invite my teachers and classmates to games all the time.
In 2022, you signed an NIL deal with Tunnel Vision. Now you be hooping for Tunnel Vision League during the summertime. Talk to us about that. Like any crazy stories, like Katie pulling up and dropping 66 points at Walker Park. Like talk to us about any crazy stories during that time and how did the opportunity come to you?
So that Tunnel Vision League is actually in my neighborhood. That I grew up in. So that was a big thing for me because a lot of people a lot of people can't come see me play in college, so like I use that time for them, like how KD comes to Rutgers and comes to Goodman League and watch. They get to watch them for free. Yeah, that's my time to like the people that watch me grew up and been around me and seen me, take all these major accomplishments and steps in life, and watch me go from a boy to a man, watch me for free. So the craziest story I probably have in that Tunnel Vision League is the first year. So my uncle has a team called Team Guy. That's the neighborhood team. The first year it happened, he didn't want I was 17, so he didn't want high school kids on their team. Like they wanted all.
Your own uncle?
Yeah, my uncle probably
It's crazy.
Yeah, my own uncle. So boom, me and my right hand man Maz, we played for another team. So I ended up playing for one of my other uncle's team. Now I'm thinking. It's maybe a situation like it's a men's league, I'm probably going to play a little bit here and there, but they started me right out the back. I almost got dunked on like the first possession, and after that, I finished the game with like 40. I had probably I had the record for like the most points in the game for like a couple years. I think last summer was when it finally got, or either the summer before last was when it got broke at 51. But I had one of my close friends recently just died probably about a month ago, so I plan on the first game this year, I actually plan on being that scoring record. I'm trying to get 55. See if I can do it.
So speaking of NIL deals, everybody comes to me for Bowie State Sports inside news. Like I'm Walter Sean. I take it as a compliment. Like I never been the type of person that's like really reach out and try to get deep dive inside the locker room. So I kind of asked you about this earlier about are Bowie State athletes eligible to receive NIL deals?
I mean, yeah, anybody can receive NIL. I don't necessarily got to be from Bowie. It can be like from brands. Like I'm a big Ethica guy, so like me personally, I would try to see if I can get some type of partnership or like sponsorship with Ethica. So it's just all about what you know, who you know. But it's actually I think one of the track coaches, she's like in control of that though. Like she can like if you're looking for NIL, like she can help you like look to see where you can get NIL from. But most of the time, not too many Bowie athletes are getting that much money, if they get any money at all.
Another thing that comes from me for is why everybody's transferring. Like last year, not here, she transferred. This year, you got Odie Young transferring. Well, entering the transfer portal. You, Kevin Corley, Warren, Amir Winbush. Like everybody's entering the transfer portal, and they kind of ask me why. So I've asked around, and some people told me their reasons why. But I want to ask you: is there like why are you entering the transfer portal?
Me personally, I'm going into the portal because I'm kind of forced
to. Yeah, you said the NCAA JUCO.
Yeah, that. So basically, D2 opted out of that rule, and I could have I could have probably did a civil lawsuit against NCAA because it's kind of unfair that D1 it applies for D1, but don't apply for D2 or D3, and D1, D2, and D3 all recruit JUCO kids. So but I don't really have the time to really sit there and go to the NCAA to really take them through the whole process of that. But for others, everybody has their own reasons. I'm pretty sure people are trying to probably maximize their potential and, see, like, what they really made of. Like, Warren and Amari both had good seasons. KC had a good season, too. So I'm pretty sure that they're on, seeing, like basically trying to see how good of a player they are. And NIL is a big thing now, so like Amari is an All-American, so he's gonna get probably some good offers in that. He just needs to find what best fits him.
Like same thing with Anna. She left because she wanted to go to a better situation somewhere. She like this is what I'm assuming. She wanted to go somewhere where she feel like she can win. That's why she went to Virginia State. They was the best team in the CIAA last season for the women's side, and they went to the championship this season. She felt like she had a better chance of winning, with Virginia State. But last part of the interview, just some quick hitters. I'm gonna ask you a question. You kind of answer it quickly. If an NBA team signs you right now, today, what are some characteristics or skills you're bringing to the franchise that would make you that would make them a better team?
Hard worker, leadership, and really just an everyday guy. Like I'm gonna come to the office every day and work.
If you could have a 30-minute practice session with one player, dead or alive, who would it be?
I would probably say Quinn Cook.
I expected Kobe, Chris Paul, Jason Kidd, Quinn Cook.
Yeah, for sure, Quinn Cook. I was a Duke fan growing up, so
okay.
That's kind of why I play how I play, because he, in high school, Quinn Cook was a real good scorer, and he went to Duke. He's playing with a bunch of superstars, so he has to, kind of sacrifice part of his game to help win. So that's kind of like I kind of always admire that, and I've always played on a good team, so I've always had to sacrifice a part of myself.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Would you rather have Magic Johnson, LeBron, or Jokic's passing ability, and IQ?
I ain't gonna lie, I like my passing IQ and ability over them.
Okay, that's a good answer. I respect that. And lastly, what advice would you give to upcoming college athletes that you wish you knew when you first started playing college ball?
Just stay in the gym. Really stay in the gym. Handle your business first and then have fun. So whether that's schoolwork, lifting, getting your workout in, do all that first and do all of that early. Like get all that out the way early. Like when you start your day, you should do your work. Me personally, I wake up, I do my push-ups already. I do 100 push-ups when I wake up. I look and see if any work I need to do. Then I'll go to the gym before class. And then I'll go to class. Now my day done. I already worked out, so now I have the whole day to do whatever I want. Versus you playing around, you don't know what to do. You hearing this event going on on campus. You hearing this going on campus. And it's like, damn, I ain't getting the gym. And now you BSing.
That's some good advice. Before we got out of here, anything you want to promote or like last words you need to say?
Go Bulldogs.
Go Bulldogs. You heard it here first. That's it for today's episode of Bowie State Sports Talk. Thank you all for listening and watching. Thank you all for listening and watching. I've been your host, Jalen Sims. Have a great one.